If you can fit into that dress, I'll marry you right here, right now." Khaled Rahman raised his champagne glass, pointing at the red Valentino gown on a mannequin in the center of his penthouse ballroom. 200 guests at his charity gala erupted in laughter. Maria Johnson, 58, stood frozen near the kitchen entrance, a silver tray of champagne flutes balanced on her aching hand. Her uniform stretched tight across her body. Her $19 shoes had stopped cushioning her feet 2 hours into her shift. Khaled, 42, a real estate millionaire worth over $400 million, wasn't falling down drunk. He was that dangerous kind of drunk where cruelty feels like comedy. The dress had belonged to his ex-fiancée, a French model who'd left him 6 months ago. Size 0. He kept it displayed like a shrine to what he couldn't keep. Maria was a size 18, and everyone in that room knew it. Khaled walked toward her, his leather shoes clicking on marble that Maria herself had mopped that morning. He pulled the $50,000 dress off the mannequin and held it up against Maria's chest. The room went quiet for a second. Then someone laughed. Then everyone laughed. His guesses had their phones out now. This was content gold. "Come on, Maria. It is Maria, right?" Khaled squinted at her name tag. "Just try it on. If you can zip it up, I swear on my mother's grave, I'll marry you. I'll even throw in a honeymoon to New Jersey." The room howled, phones everywhere. Khaled's business partner yelled out, "You'd need a miracle and a shoehorn." Another guest held up a $100 bill. "I'll bet you 100. She can't get it past her knees." Someone else, "200 it rips." Maria had been invisible 30 seconds ago. Just another black woman in uniform existing in the background of rich people's lives. Now she was the entertainment. She'd taken this job through a staffing agency 3 months earlier. $15 an hour, no benefits, 10-hour shifts on Fridays and Saturdays because those were the only nights that paid enough to matter. Her daughter's husband had walked out 4 months ago, leaving Elena with 5 kids under 12. No child support. Just vanished. So Maria, who'd finally started saving a little, went back to work. This was her second job. Her first was scrubbing office buildings in Midtown from midnight to 6 a.m. Her third was watching her neighbor's kids after school for $20 a day under the table. She slept 4 hours a night, if she was lucky. Her doctor had looked at her blood pressure 2 weeks ago and said, "Maria, this is dangerously high." She'd smiled and nodded. What was she supposed to say? Khaled was still holding the dress against her body. His cologne cost more than her monthly electric bill. Heat surged in her face. That burning shame that takes you back to being 12 years old, teased for thrift store clothes. But something else rose too. Something deeper. Something that had been building for 23 years. She set down her tray. The silver glasses clinked. One tipped over. Champagne puddled. She didn't reach to catch it. Khaled's smile faltered. Maria Johnson wasn't looking down anymore. She looked him square in the eyes, and then she walked toward him. The laughter died. "Is she actually going to try it on?" someone whispered, but Maria didn't touch the dress. She reached for her name tag. "Maria, housekeeping staff." She unpinned it, held it up, and placed it on the tray. Then she spoke, clear, calm, unapologetic. "You want me to fit into that dress," she said. "Let me tell you what I do fit into." Every phone was pointed at her now, but no one was laughing anymore. "I fit into the uniform that cleaned your bathroom this morning at 7 a.m., the one with the marble counters. I scrubbed the toilet you couldn't aim at because you were already half drunk." A woman near the front gasped. "I fit into shoes that are 2 sizes too small because I bought them 3 years ago and never replaced them. Because I sent this month's paycheck to pay for my grandson's asthma inhaler, $320. You wasted more than that tonight. On champagne." Khaled's smile cooled. "I fit into a bra held together with safety pins because I chose food and medicine over a new one. I fit into a life where I work 3 jobs and sleep 4 hours a night." She stepped forward. I fit into being a woman who buried her husband and spent every dime giving him a funeral with dignity, because that's what he deserved, even in death. She looked around the room, at all the designers, the diamonds, the people who'd never gone a day without help. I fit into real life. She turned sharply toward Khaled. Where do you fit? The room was silent. You fit into dollar signs, into bought laughter, into a penthouse filled with people who use you, and liquor that lets you forget why. You fit into suits that cost more than my yearly rent, but you can't fit into decency, or respect, or kindness. Her voice dropped to almost a whisper. And you definitely don't fit into being a man. She folded her apron, set it gently on top of the tray. So no, I won't fit into your dress, because I don't need to shrink for a man who's so empty inside he has to humiliate a grandmother just to feel powerful for 5 minutes. Maria picked up her purse, an old canvas bag, frayed at one strap, zipper long broken. I'm walking out that door now, and everyone here just saw who the real joke is. She turned toward the elevator. The crowd parted, like royalty. Before she pressed the button, she turned back. Oh, and since I'm unemployed as of this moment, if anyone's hiring, I'm an excellent housekeeper. I work hard, I don't steal, and, unlike your host, I know what integrity looks like. The elevator dinged. The doors slid open. She stepped inside. As the doors closed, someone started clapping. A woman in a blue dress. Then another. Then another. Soon, half the room stood, applauding the woman who walked out instead of shrinking down. Khaled stood frozen, holding that red dress while his guests applauded the woman who had just destroyed him without raising her voice. Someone's phone was still recording. By sunrise, the video had 8 million views. By dinner, it had topped 40 million. Maria rode the elevator down 47 floors. Her feet screamed. Her back throbbed. Her checking account held exactly $11.50. Rent was due in 6 days. Her phone buzzed 3 times during the ride. 3 missed calls from Elena. A message. Mama, where are you? Javi's coughing again and I can't find his inhaler. Maria's fingers trembled as she texted back, On my way home, baby, stopping for pizza. The pizza would cost $23, which meant an overdraft, which meant a $35 fee. She'd figure it out. She always did. The elevator hit the lobby. Maria stepped out into the cold November night in Manhattan. She called her daughter. Mama? I quit the Friday job, baby. A pause. Mama? We need that money. Rent is due Thursday. Javi needs his inhaler. I know all of it. Then why? Maria stopped walking, her voice calm. Because some things cost more than money, Elena. Elena's voice cracked. Mama, I'm already working evening shifts at the pharmacy, but daycare costs more than I'd make working mornings too. Maria, our dignity is all we have left, and if I give that away, if I let a man like that make me feel small just to keep a paycheck, then what am I teaching your babies? What am I teaching you? Elena began to cry. I don't know what we're going to do. The same thing we always do. We survive. We figure it out. We try again. Back at the penthouse, guests slipped out early. Their laughter faded into nervous glances and unfinished drinks. A business partner leaned in close. That wasn't a good look, brother. The board's watching. His phone wouldn't stop buzzing. His publicist texted, We need firewalls. Headlines dropped like hammers. Housekeeper mocked by millionaire. Red dress incident goes viral. Investors began ghosting. One paused. Another backed out. Everyone asked for clarity. Midweek, a quiet podcast clip went viral. Khalid's mother, voice trembling. I raised my son to respect people. Somewhere, something cracked. By Friday, it wasn't the tabloids that stung. It was the silence. The friends who didn't reply. The partners who didn't show. The lawyer, trying his best to sound businesslike, finally said, This isn't a scandal, Khaled. It's a reflection. They don't think you made a mistake. They think this is who you are. And that, I can't fix. Across the city, someone else was still climbing. Maria got off the subway in Harlem at 11:47 p.m. She climbed 6 flights of stairs to their 4th-floor apartment. Her knees ached the entire way. She could hear the chaos before she saw it. SpongeBob playing too loud, 2 of the kids chasing each other, the familiar sounds of a family doing the best they could. She unlocked the door. 5 grandkids swarmed her. "Nana, you're home. Nana, I got 100 on my spelling test. Look what I drew." In the kitchen, Elena stirred ramen noodles. Dinner for 7 again. Her eyes were red from crying, her shoulders slumped but still trying. "Kids, go turn on a cartoon, grown-up talk." They scattered. Maria sat at the wobbly kitchen table. "Mama, I did the math," Elena whispered. "Even if we skip groceries next week, we're still 200 short. The landlord said 1 late payment and we're out." Maria took her daughter's hands. "That man tried to make me feel worthless tonight. And for a second, he did." "Then why did you walk out?" "Because your kids were watching, and so were you. They needed to see that just because you're poor doesn't mean you're small." Elena looked down ashamed. "But we do need money." "I know, but they need something else more. They need to learn that dignity can't be for sale. Ever." Elena sobbed quietly. Maria held her until the tears slowed. The next 2 weeks were brutal. Maria applied to 17 cleaning agencies. 12 rejected her. 3 never called. Day 9, she sold her wedding ring, her Michael's, at a pawn shop that offered her $80. She negotiated it to $250. That paid part of the rent. Elena borrowed the rest from a co-worker. Day 11, Maria was mopping the lobby of a dental office in Midtown when the receptionist recognized her. "You're the woman from the red dress video." Maria just said, "Yes, ma'am." "You're a hero." "Heroes don't mop floors for minimum wage," Maria muttered. "Still, you changed something." Day 13, she got the call. "Miss Johnson, this is Catherine Richardson. I run CJ Cleaning Services. We manage commercial buildings all over Manhattan. I saw your video a week ago and I've been trying to track you down ever since." Maria nearly dropped the phone. "I'm looking for a crew supervisor, someone who knows the work, who knows the people doing it." "I've never supervised," Maria confessed, "just cleaned. 30 years is more than enough. $38,000 a year. Health, dental, 2 weeks paid vacation, weekends off. Can you start in 2 weeks?" Maria choked back a sob. "I can start tomorrow." Catherine laughed. 2 weeks is fine. Come in Monday at noon. We'll do paperwork." And then a pause. "Ms. Johnson, I grew up in the Bronx. My mother cleaned houses for 30 years. That video? You said the thing she always wanted to say. Thank you, and welcome to the team." Maria hung up the phone and sat down. Right there in the janitor's closet, between mop buckets and half-empty bleach bottles. And she sobbed. Not from pain. From finally breathing. The transition wasn't easy. Maria gave notice at her midnight cleaning job. Her supervisor tried to guilt her. "You're leaving us short-staffed. That's unprofessional." She smiled politely. "Then maybe you should pay people enough that they don't need 3 jobs just to survive." During her second week at CJ Cleaning, she still worked triple shifts because she hadn't let go of her weekend setup yet. She slept a total of 11 hours all week. Thursday evening, Maria fell asleep standing in the kitchen. Elena caught her before she hit the ground, sobbing. "Mama, you're killing yourself." "Just 2 more days, baby," Maria whispered. "Then it gets better." By her 3rd week, Maria was officially the crew supervisor. 7 women reported to her. Ages 23 to 61. Every single one balancing 2 or more jobs, just like she had. At her first team meeting, she stood in front of them all and said, "I'm not here to bark orders. I'm here to fight for fair pay, safe jobs, and respect. I've been where you are, I am where you are, and I've got your back. Deal?" 7 nods. Week by week, Maria streamlined schedules. She got 2 of her workers' raises. She reported 3 abusive clients, backed her whole team, and nobody got fired. Not her crew. Catherine brought her into the office after a month. Maria braced for bad news. Instead, Catherine said, "You're the best supervisor I've ever had. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." 6 weeks after the dress incident, Maria's life found its rhythm. One afternoon, while training her 3rd crew, Maria's phone buzzed. A text from Elena. "Mama, Javi made honor roll. The school's doing a heroes assembly. He gets to pick someone who inspires him. He picked you. Can you come next Friday, 2 p.m.? Weeks ago, Maria would have had no shot at getting time off. Now she grinned and texted back, "I'll be there. Front row." That Friday arrived. Maria took a seat 3rd row center, wearing her new work blouse, a gift from her crew. Javi spotted her from backstage and waved nervously. One by one, kids came out to honor uncles, moms, brothers, grandmothers. Then it was Javi's turn. 10 years old, button-down shirt carefully ironed by Maria that morning. He walked to the microphone and unfolded a paper, hands visibly shaking. "My hero is my Nana. Her name is Maria Johnson." Maria's chest constricted. My Nana used to have 3 jobs. She worked every night. Even when she was so tired she fell asleep standing up. 6 weeks ago, a rich man made fun of her because of how she looked. He tried to make her small. His voice grew louder. But my Nana didn't cry. She didn't run away. She told the truth. She told him that being rich doesn't make you a good person, that being poor doesn't make you a bad person. And she walked out, even though we needed that job, even though we needed that money. Elena cried quietly beside Maria. Maria was already weeping. "My Nana showed me that you don't have to be small, just because other people want you to be. She showed me what it means to stand up." He paused, wiped his face. "My Nana says people will judge you by your clothes, your weight, your job. But the only judgment that matters is the one you give yourself in the mirror at night. If you can look yourself in the eye and be proud, then you're doing okay." He looked up. "That's my hero, my Nana, Maria Johnson. Thank you." The auditorium erupted in applause. Javi ran down the steps and threw himself into her arms. "Did I do good, Nana?" "You did perfect, baby," she whispered. "So perfect." That night, after the kids were fed, bathed, and asleep, Maria stood in the little corner of the living room Elena had turned into a private space for her. Just a curtain on a rod, a cot, and a mirror resting against the wall. She looked at herself. Same face, same body, same frame she'd been taught not to love. But something had changed. She stood taller, shoulders back, chin up. She wasn't seeing the woman who had survived. She was seeing the one who had risen. "You fit just fine," she whispered to her reflection. "You always did." And this time, she actually believed it. Behind her, Javi called out, "Nana, come watch. You're on the news again." She stepped into the living room. All 5 grandkids huddled around Elena's phone. The red dress video was being played again. Now, with media voiceovers, she's being praised as a symbol of quiet strength and dignity. The clip had hit over 40 million views. Maria watched without flinching. To her, it was just one moment. Not the beginning, not the end, just a step. "Nana, you're famous," she chuckled. "I'm not famous, baby. I just said what needed to be said." "Are we going to be rich now?" one of the twins asked. Maria smiled. "No, sweetheart, we're not going to be rich." Then, what changed? She looked around at the peeling paint, at her daughter stirring rice on the stove, at 5 kids who trusted her with their entire universe. "What changed," she said, "is that I stopped letting other people decide what I'm worth." She looked at them, all of them. And baby, that's not nothing. That's everything. Later that night, after the kids had all gone to bed and the lights dimmed, Maria's phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. It was Khaled. "I'm sorry. No excuse. I was cruel. You were right. I don't expect forgiveness. But I wanted you to know I'm getting help. I donated $50,000 to a charity for working families, in your name. It doesn't fix anything. But maybe it helps someone." Maria stared at the screen, then typed back, "I forgive you, not because it was okay, but because holding on to anger turns people hard, and I won't let this make me hard. What matters now is what you do next. Use your money to lift people. That's the only apology that means anything." She hit send, and then she let it go. Tomorrow she'd wake up at 6 a.m., make breakfast for 7, get the kids to school, head to her job where she now fought for women like her. She'd still be tired, still stretching every dollar, still walking uphill daily. But she'd also be free. Free from shame, from guilt, from smallness, from apologizing for surviving. Maria Johnson stood surrounded by chaos and bills and love. She looked into the dark window, her reflection clear, strong. "You fit," she whispered one more time. "You always did." And this time she knew it was true. For every Maria, for everyone who's ever been told you're not enough, you are. You always were. The dress doesn't make you beautiful. Your life does. Your struggle does. Your dignity does. You were never too much. You were always exactly enough. Where are you watching from? New York, London, Texas, Toronto, Sydney, Dubai. Drop your location in the comments. We read everyone. Let's build a community of voices that stand tall even when the world tries to make us shrink. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel. We share these stories every single week. Real people, real courage, real beauty. Tap the bell so the next time someone rises, you're there to witness it. And remember, your worth isn't measured by your dress size, your paycheck, or how many followers you have. It's measured by how you treat others and whether you can look yourself in the mirror and say, "I fit just fine." Until next time, stand tall, walk proud, never forget who you are. God bless.